Hello YouTube and welcome back. In this video I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the differences between PVE and PvP inside for Epoch. So I'm going to go into multiplayer. And let's just go to two new ones here. And I want to stay with just Epoch. I don't want anything different. So let's see here. We have... Ooh, this one has artillery even. So this is... Let's see if I can find one. Okay. Here's a test. Trying to find one with just certain... I want to make sure that it's PvP or PvE. Okay, so here we go. So we have these two here, PDG, this is Altus, PvP and PvE. So I'm going to go ahead and favorite both of the... I didn't want to join it. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, now I just kind of wait until these all pop up. Cool, there's only 3 of them. Apparently my internet's running a little slow today, it seems. There we go. Okay, so here we have a PvE server, so I'm going to go ahead and join this one. And with everyone that you do join, you'll have to download the mission file. And this will download that. So let's see here, we'll wait a little bit for it to join. It does take a little bit. So when you first join an Epoch server, you'll be able to choose male or female. I chose the female, as you can see here. This is the female model. On the right-hand side, some of them are on the bottom, some are on the right-hand side. You have your... I think this is how many people are in the server at the moment. Then you have your health. Your hunger, which max is 5,000. Then you have your hydration, the max is 2,500. If either of these get to 0, you'll die. And then this is your grid ref, and this is how long until the server restarts. Some will show you more, some will show you less. When you first press I for the inventory, you see this down here on the bottom left-hand corner. These are, the top one is your crypto, which is equivalent to your money, or which is your money. It's the currency in Epoch. And the bottom is your energy. And that is, you have to have energy in order to build. There's 3 ways to get energy. One is by sitting inside of an engine. What is that? Oh, starter gear. One is by sitting inside of an engine. The other is by sitting inside of an engine. Sitting inside of a vehicle with the engine running, so you can be a driver or passenger. The others are sitting near, like, wind turbines. And another one is by eating energy packs. And then that was another guy on the, it's Artemis. And if you press tilde, which is to the left of the 1, it opens up a debug menu, which tells you your temperature, your blood pressure. If it gets too high, you can have a heart attack. Again, it tells you your hunger and your thirst, how much energy you have, how wet you are, how soiled you are, and if you're soiled, that's what attracts the sapper, which we'll get into all that stuff later. Your immunity, I don't really know what that is. When you kill a sapper, it releases a toxin, and that's your toxicity. You can get sick from that, and I think it raises your blood pressure and your temperature. Your stamina is basically how far you can run. Your fatigue is how tired you are. You want that to 0. Once it gets up to about 5, it'll start to you'll start to walk slower or run slower. Damage is how much damage you have. Bleeding, you can bleed out. It tells you how long you've been bleeding. Your oxygen, if you can drown. And when that gets to 0, you'll die. It tells you the air temperature, which directly affects your temperature. Same with the water temperature, the rain, and the overcast. Then it tells you your currency, or how much money you have, your hours alive. I've been alive for 0.1 hours. It tells your frames per second, how long the server has been up and running, and this restart, and then the server's FPS. Okay, so when you start, if you notice, there's rules over here, and it tells you the scripts that they're running. Not all of them have it, but you always start out inside this room here. It's like it's the cloning room. And on PVE servers, this is basically PvP and PVE, how the way it starts. So we're gonna add some starter gear. Let's see what all it gave me. It didn't really give me much, which is fine. Some will actually make it where you can choose what you want. It'll let you choose your pistol and basically everything in here, almost. And then you have to choose which one of these you want to go through. So we have the Eastern Gate. I kind of like this one. You have the Central area. And then you have Western. And if we come on here, this right here is the Central spawn, which these are actually circled, so that's good. You have the Central spawn, you have the Western spawn up here, and then you have the Eastern spawn here, which we'll get into that stuff, all that stuff later. And on a PVE server, person versus environment, you have places, you have missions like this. So you have places that have been invaded. So this one's invaded, that one's, the air base is invaded. And then over here you have a bandit camp. And then you have other things like a weapon convoy. Yeah. And I'll get into that stuff later on. So let me go ahead and I'm going to spawn in here. I'll spawn in at Central. Do I want to spawn in at Central? I want to spawn in at the western side. Or eastern, I guess. So now we're in here. And you have these different traders that you can go talk to. Which I don't think he's... Yeah, he's not a trader. You have the press. Huh. Okay, so this is the trader guy that you can talk to, and you can buy anything from him as long as you have the money to do it. And it always has the money listed, so that one's 75. Server tax is 100%. And then, you know, you have your chainsaw, crude hatchet, stuff like that. And we'll get into all that stuff later on when I actually get involved. And you can also buy, so you can buy helicopters in this one, cars, trucks, or go-karts, trucks. They don't have any vehicles added. And then you can buy boats, stuff like that. And you can also sell your items. So, which I don't suggest doing that right at the beginning. And I'll probably do this server since you start out with really nothing. And this will be the server that I actually go over building and looting and all that stuff. So let me go ahead and switch over and show you the PvP server real quick and show you the differences. And when exiting a server, you have to wait for the abort time to go down. So let's go ahead and exit this. And now let's go to the PvP part, which there's a lot more people play PvP. And this is person versus person. This is when you can actually kill each other and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and download the mission file here. Some mission files are bigger than others. And again, with every Epoch server, you'll be able to choose male or female. So in this one, I'll be a male. And again, you get to start out here. Now, this one actually gives us starter gear, which I don't know if I like or not. Most PvP servers will not oh wow, this one has invaded territory also. Okay, so this one has okay, so this is a bad example. The most PvP servers will not have AI missions. So they won't have the invaded territories. They do have black market traders, though. They won't have supply convoys, stuff like that. Well, I guess some of them might, but not all. So this is a lot different. So let's see. One thing that the other ones will have is these circles with lines through them of 4 different colors, I think. Red, blue, orange, and green. And those are just territories that have AI in it. Yeah, so I guess this one wouldn't be that bad. Let's see, it's got custom crafting. So this has more crafting in it. Custom loot spawns, city loot boxes, radio AI, roaming AI. So this one has roaming AI as well. Most PvP servers will not. Let's see, AI missions, PvP usually doesn't have that. Don't have radio or roaming AI. I don't know what radio AI is. City loot boxes, that's different. Custom loot spawns, custom crafting, tow lift, starter gear, earplugs. Most will have earplugs though. But yeah, there's... So again, you get to... With most PvP servers, sorry, I keep getting ahead of myself, you start out with nothing. Like, you won't have this, and you won't have... This is basically what you start out with, right here. And some clothes. But yeah, I guess I can... I guess I could do it on this one since there's AI missions and PvP. You just have to be careful with the differences. The doctor. What? Okay, that didn't make any sense. So maybe I'll stay on this server. I don't know yet. But yeah, you just... The differences between this server and most is that you don't start out with anything and you just pick a spot and you spawn, and then you have to find everything, which I'll go over in a later video. So, with that being said, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.